Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to The Whole Soul. If you're new here, I'm Claudia, I'm your host, and today we're going to be talking about what to do when you feel like you've lost yourself. I really feel that right now, collectively, a lot of us are going through these kinds of feelings of feeling kind of lost. Feeling like we've lost ourselves along the way because maybe we've had transcendental high experiences in this life where we felt so connected to our true self, to our inner being, to our highest expression that is liberated and expanded and just feels so free. But maybe right now you're in a phase of your life where you feel kind of suppressed, you feel dull, you feel that you're not truly in your authentic expression. You feel like you're hiding parts of yourself because you don't want to be seen. I just want to let you know that it's okay. It's okay to be here, and you're not alone. I've actually been going through this quite a bit myself recently, not to mention the fact that 2024, this year, has probably been one of the most challenging years of my life recently. And it's just come with so much inner growth, so much letting go, so much exploring and trying to find a home in the world, like a physical location. So that's been a whole journey in itself. Now just creating a new foundation. But I just want to affirm to you and remind you that if you're going through this sort of stagnation period or this sort of seeming dip in life right now, that it's normal, it's okay, you're exactly where you need to be, and this is a time where you need to trust and have faith in yourself, in your path, in your higher power, whether it be God, universe, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, because this life is a journey, and if we have high moments and we hold on to that, or if we have low moments and we hold on to that, we are not actually living in the flow and accepting the ups and downs that come with life, because everything is temporary. The states that we're in, whether it be a high state or a low state, it's temporary because we are always in motion. We are energy in motion. Things are shifting, things are changing, and things are moving all the time. So if you feel like you are stuck in this place of feeling lost, just know that it's not going to last forever, that this too shall pass. And I hope that that knowing and that reminder alone can help you deeper rest into a state of peace within yourself, knowing that things are unfolding in divine timing, even if you can't see it, even if you can't understand it right now. So back to the main point, if you feel like you are in a space of feeling lost, like you've totally just lost connection and touch with your spirit, with your soul, I'm going to share with you some things that you can do to reconnect with yourself, because again, I've been going through this myself. I've been feeling really deep pain of feeling so far from my divinity and my connection to source, even though I know that we're connected all the time. But sometimes we go through phases of life where we are operating from the lower chakras. So this means our root chakra, our sacral chakra, and our solar plexus chakra. And to give an example, for me personally, I'm doing a lot of work around my root chakra right now, which is creating a solid foundation, creating safety, creating financial stability, and literally finding a home on this earth, a place that feels good and aligned. Whereas connection to the spirit realm starts at your heart center, and then it goes up to your throat chakra, your third eye chakra, and your crown chakra. And a balanced human being is the integration of all of these energy centers, right? And I find that a lot of people on the spiritual journey start working on their upper chakras because they want to be connected to source, which is such a beautiful thing. And I can also say that I've taken this path early on in my journey, which was beautiful, but I didn't have the awareness that it is the most important thing to start from the ground up, to start from your root chakra and then work your way up to the crown chakra. Because if we start working on our upper chakras first and we don't focus on creating safety and stability in our root chakra, in our solar plexus, and in our sacral chakra, then the states that we create in our upper chakras aren't going to be sustainable, and they aren't going to last because they are not built upon a solid foundation. The first thing that I'm going to share with you as a tip to reconnect to your center, to reconnect to your inner being, is to simply create space to drop into yourself. And what this means to me, for example, is carving out time. It could be a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, weekends preferably, because I know that we have busy schedules, we have work and all of that. So carve out 1 to 2 hours of your time, create a sacred space where you are solely alone and not distracted by any outer energies. You can create a beautiful, soft playlist that helps you feel connected to your soul. You can light candles around you. You can take out your yoga mat, and what I like to do is put a mirror in front of me so that I can eye gaze and connect with myself and look deep into my eyes so that I can eye gaze and look into the windows of my soul. And this also allows you to connect with your inner child. I actually did this last night and it was so healing. I cried several times because I had this realization that I've been so disconnected from myself and I haven't created the space that I need to connect to my soul, especially during a time and a phase of my life where I'm so busy setting foundations and actually doing the work in this physical realm to get to where I want to be. Because unfortunately, we cannot spiritually bypass, or in general bypass, building our foundation of finances, of grounding, of getting our 2 feet on the ground to create a sense of stability. So as simple as that sounds, we need to create space. We need to carve out space to be with ourselves. And this can look like meditation. This can look like tuning into your body and doing an intuitive dance or doing some sort of intuitive movement, because we store so much energy and emotion in our body, and when we don't move our body, when we don't connect to ourselves somatically, then this gets stuck, it gets stored, it gets stiff, we get stiff, and eventually we can become numb because we're not allowing ourselves to feel and move through emotions and energies that are within us. Another practice and exercise that is so helpful when you are feeling lost or confused or disconnected from yourself is journaling. Asking yourself, what brings me joy? And before you journal, just tune into your heart, tune into your soul, get out of your mind, because your mind will try to take control. Your logic will try to make sense of things. It will try to dictate how things should be, but your heart is the truth of your soul. Your heart has the answers. So give yourself the space to tune into your heart, to hear the soft whispers of your intuition, because anxiety is loud and intuition is soft. So knowing this, you can really decipher what is the mind versus what is the heart and the intuition. Another important question to ask yourself, maybe in your journal, is what have I been doing to avoid myself? What have I been doing to distract myself from tuning in and connecting to my inner being? Because a lot of times we actually have this awareness that we are avoiding something very important, and this important thing could be knowing that we want to connect to our inner being, but we do everything we can to avoid this. And I also speak this for myself because I've been noticing that I know that it's important for me to connect to my heart and my soul through practices like journaling, like meditation, like creating space to simply be, yet sometimes I find myself pushing those things away and putting other things that aren't as important in front of it, which, just causes so much stress and anxiety, and it puts you in this rat race where you just never have the opportunity to simply chill and rest in the seat of awareness and in your being. And last but not least, this may seem simple, but going out to nature and changing your routine, connecting to nature by yourself, being with the trees, being with the air, being with the grass, putting your bare feet in the ground is so wholesome and grounding and really helps you remember the essence of who you are. Because the truth is that we are nature. We are an extension of nature. And when we are with nature, our nervous system naturally regulates because we are not surrounded by the noise and the distractions of the material world, of the mind and the logic. So coming home to nature, returning home to nature really helps us remember who we are and tap into our authentic frequency and our authentic essence, which is some of the most healing things that we can do for ourselves. Especially when you subjectively know what it feels like to be so connected to your soul, to God, to a higher power, to divinity, to source. It is so much more painful when you are in a state of disconnection, because it is such a big contrast in polarities where, you've been in a high state and then you go into a low state, and the gap between that feels so much bigger because you've experienced both. But the silver lining in this too is that the deeper you go, the deeper you feel, the more on one end of the spectrum you go, the more you will appreciate when you get back to a state of balance or when you experience a high state again. I think that this is the beauty of the human experience, because life's not perfect. We are going to experience pain, we are going to experience suffering, but we also have the opportunity to experience exquisite, divine, and miraculous beauty all around us. And when we can find acceptance and trust in this journey of ups and downs, only then can we rest and relax into the knowing that nothing is permanent and that everything is a teacher. Everything that we experience is teaching us something that we need to know at the specific point in the journey of our journey that we're in. I think something super beautiful about feeling like you've lost yourself is that you can always be found, because sometimes we need to be in this space of feeling lost to really step into a version of ourself that feels more aligned. I really believe that in this process of life, as we expand, as we evolve as beings, we grow into one version of self into another, and then when we outgrow the current version of ourself that we're in right now, it's going to feel so scary when we are being called to something new, when we are being called to expand, because it is the unknown. So of course there's going to be this feeling of being lost, because you are being called to dive back into your inner world, to feel your heart, to feel your soul, to really listen to your intuition, to what it's calling you to next. Because especially when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's hard and challenging, it's going to feel tempting to avoid, to get caught up in distractions, because we may be experiencing pain and suffering and challenges that seem unbearable, but it's in those moments where self-love and self-care and really creating the space to be with ourselves is the most important freaking thing that we can do for ourselves. So if you are feeling lost and confused, or if you resonated with anything that I shared with you in this video, in this podcast today, then I really hope that you take this as your sign, as your inspiration to reconnect to yourself, because this isn't gonna last forever. You're only lost because you have the opportunity to be found in a more pure, authentic frequency. Remember that being lost and feeling lost doesn't make you broken. You are inherently worthy. You are inherently enough as you are. You are perfect as you are. And you don't have to do anything more. You don't have to do anything to prove anything to anyone. The most important thing is that you feel okay in you, that you accept yourself, that you love yourself wholly as you are, no matter where you are or what you've done in this life. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I really hope that you found comfort and value and safety and inspiration in this episode to dive deeper within yourself, because I know it can be scary. I know it can feel so lonely and hopeless and depressing, and you might be having a lot of anxiety right now, but I just want to let you know that it's going to be okay, that this is all going to pass, and you are going to experience so much beauty in this life. You have no idea, you just can't see it yet. So just keep going, keep doing it, keep showing up for yourself, keep following your heart. Make sure you guys like this episode, comment if you're on YouTube, and if you're watching this on Spotify or listening, please rate this podcast. Let's get this out to as many people as we can to expand the reach and be of service to more people. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Mwah.